All right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's some good granola, boy. Some good granola, boy. Stupid. All right, boy. It's your game. I mean, it's your boy. All right, we're gonna check final stats, and then we back on like SmackDown, man. That's what's up. It's your Angel Savage. I didn't even mean for this to tend to be so long-winded, but you know what? You know what they used to say. It's better to be late than to never arrive. You know. So we're gonna wait, get some people in the chat. We're gonna let me see. Let's up the likes in the chat. I'll force a like on there. Quality. What's the best quality I have on 1080p? Okay. Put the best quality on this bit, Shady. I want the best quality. I'm not playing around. 1080p, that's it. I need 4K. Let everybody be able to text in here, man. Then we're gonna start the show, man. I had to get back, man. The lag is way less than it was. So my CPU, actually it's a little actually higher, but me resetting OBS actually helped. It actually helped a lot actually. And then it reset, also resetting OBS. I was able to prevent the lag, and I was able to get the audio back. It was something with the program. Must have started wrong or something. You know, that should be tweaking sometime. But we can't have that, okay? We can't have it tweaking like that. We're trying to run a business here. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody in the chat. I want to show you that it's your boy Angelo Savage, and we're back down like SmackDown, here like we never left. That being said, let me do this really quick. So we have this young gentleman, this kid, basically was involved in a shooting. I'm guessing. I'm guessing he was involved in a shooting. And in that shooting, he kind of almost admitted to the crime, which, okay, cool. We already knew you did the crime. But the situation is here is that he's talking to the judge. Now, everybody knows, right? Everybody knows not to talk to the, like, if you're going to talk to the judge, make it be short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to say more than you got to say. You get what I'm saying? Like, you talking to the judge now. This the person that's going to sentence you if he going to sentence you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, talking to the judge might be a problem, you know? So, this video attains that. I just want to show you guys that, and then we're going to get into it. Please like the video so we can push it up real quick, and then we're going to get started for real quick. Let's get it. Put ones in the chat if the audio is fine. If y'all can hear me loud and clear, okay? And also, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Y'all thought I wasn't gonna come back, huh? Y'all thought I was gonna leave you and not come back. That's not how it works here on this channel, sir. I'm a man of my word, and I stand on business. You're okay. Got some analytics. Let's make sure everything's looking good on our side. All right, it's time for the Savage Report. It's your boy Angelo Savage, man, and we're not playing around anymore. It looks like we're back with the Savage Report tonight. We got a lot of things to talk about, man. We got things from mass shooting suspect. The man admitted to killing the people. I think the man's sick, man. I think he's nothing but a kid, but still, the kids need to shut up and listen to the adults in the room. When you got a lawyer, Let them represent you. Then we have a 80% ammo tax. I bet you want to know what state that's coming from. I'll let you know that in the future. Y'all stay tuned. Also, we got autonomous businesses. Yes, they're at risk for taking your job. Fully autonomous. We don't want that now, do we? We also have a widespread of Americans that want to know about ID, voter ID. And look, I'm someone that might or might not be against it or for it. You'll know that in the future. Y'all stay tuned on the Angelo Savage report. It's really the Savage report. Night news. It's your boy, and they fighting for the food stamps. You don't know, but you finna know. It's your boy Savage. Let's get into it. I'm gonna just entertain you. Let's get to a more serious note, and then we're gonna turn it up because I actually like that last one with the mass shooting. So this is what I want to do. Let's start with the okay shit, and then we're gonna go from there. And actually, I do want to talk about this because the news. Actually, I'm very interested in this part, so that's why I'm trying to go based on what I'm interested in first. Sorry, y'all wasn't supposed to see this, but it's okay. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to subscribe, man. Facts. So it looks like Uber ride is about to get more expensive, they say. So I want to know what's going on in Iran. So those that don't know, the United States is at war with Iran when we shouldn't be. Let's just add that. This is Israel's war. We're just helping out by a lot and wasting a lot of American dollars. That being said, anyway, let's play the video. Anywho. All right.
Rising wartime gas prices have hit drivers hard, especially those who rely on their cars to make a living. For rideshare drivers, fuel is one of their biggest expenses. Some say the recent spike has started to cut into their profits. Fox 5's Tyler Finger is live in DeKalb County with the details. Tyler?
Yeah, for rideshare drivers, the gas pump is one of their biggest bills, but with prices up, it's hurting.
For rideshare driver Sam Lakhani, the workday starts the moment he hits the road. But lately, there's something else on his mind, the price of gas.
Before pulling up the gas station, in the morning we always are scared that what price would that be today.
Lakhani is a rideshare driver union organizer. He says he has been a driver for 7 years and is on the road 60 to 72 hours a week. Higher gas prices mean a bigger chunk of every ride goes straight into the tank.
It is impacting on the rider because you have to work more hours and that it's tiring for everyone.
According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas in Atlanta is now $3.49. That's up about 75 cents from a month ago. Prices have jumped since the U.S. military launched Operation Epic Fury against Iran. Connie says fuel is one of his largest expenses, and when prices go up, profits go down. He says he has to drive more hours to make the same money as before, and fears if this continues, the industry could be in trouble.
There will be no more drivers working for because if they're not making money, there won't be any more drivers out there on the streets.
Lakhani drives several vehicles for work, including a Cadillac he uses for higher-end rides. He says when he drives it, 50% of what he makes goes toward paying for gas, so he's always on the hunt for the least expensive option.
So every time you go to a different gas station, the price is not uniform, so you have to find out which is the cheapest pump you in town or nearby town or out of the skirts where it can give you the gas price lower.
Lakhani and drivers like him hope prices stop climbing because their take-home pay depends on what they pay at the pump.
All of the
You know, it'd be smarter for this individual. I'm just being honest, and everybody probably understands this. How about we don't use your car to make money? And I understand that some people have to do that. That is completely understandable. Some people must use their car, like Uber, DoorDash, anything that has to do with Instacart, anything that has to use your car. The problem is that you already have short margins, and now you're making it even more short by the gas going up. So when the gas going up, which is out of your hand, it increases everything else. So it's best, like, believe me, I'm someone that has a little bit of history in the door dashing, and it's kind of productive. Not only are you wasting gas, you're also putting wear and tear in your car, and now the gas is worth even more money. So now it feeds into the profit, And then that's money is not taxes deducted. So you got to think about that part too. And that's a part that no one really thinks about. It's like when you're working agency at an individual, like DoorDash the same way. You're a 1099 employee, independent contractor. So when you're taking that money, when you're getting that money from them, that's no taxes included, and it's bare minimum. So someone might be working for 8 hours for $200. That's fine. That's a good amount of money. But take shit. I would say take at least 15% off of that to 20% for taxes. You get what I'm saying? Now we're looking at minus $40. You get what I'm saying? Then the gas might be another $40, $50 to fill up for the day of going back and forth. That's $80, leaving you with about 130. Wear and tear, oil change. Let's throw another $20 on that just in case. So like 110. So you just work like possibly 8 hours for $110. Look, it's kind of working backwards. I'm not gonna lie with you. I've done it. I've done it for a while. I'm someone that has some feet in the game with this one. You know, I've tried everything. I've been in every field. I've been in real estate, truck driving, nursing, DoorDash, Instacart, Starbucks, hotels. You know what I'm saying? I've been in it all, bro. I've been doing it all. And I knew that this was counterproductive when I was doing it. But as I, until I came to my senses, I was doing this for, a decent amount of time. Now I know, like, I didn't have this going on with the gas, which means it feeds into the profit even more, which means don't do it. It means don't do it. Okay. That's what it really means. And I think y'all need to understand that. And not to say that, this person doesn't have a job, man. Look, if you need to get work by any means necessary. And this is why, and this guy, he's using the fucking Lexus, which is, I guess, okay, but he's using the Cadillac too. And that's the problem with this situation. You need to be using all types of transportation. I would say get a Honda, Toyota, a Volvo, anything that's really good on gas. Use it. Let's keep going.
Gig workers are getting scared of these gas prices. Hope this will come back to normal as soon.
No.
Analysts say if tensions in the Middle East ease, those gas prices should start to drop.
And then you got to think about the gas prices that are in Atlanta. $3.50 in Atlanta, bro. That's crazy. Like out here in Chicago, bro, man, like in the burbs of Chicago, it's like $4.20. In Chicago, you hitting like $5.50. You know what I'm saying? We hitting Los Angeles type of numbers. I can't imagine what's really in Los Angeles. They probably hitting $8, $9 for real, $10 a gallon, bro. Come on now. I'll be damned. If my tank got 13 gallons, 13 and a half gallons, I am not spending $135 on no tank. Bro, no, I'm not moving. Imagine, look, I got a Honda Accord. Look, spend $135 on a car, on gas, just to fill the tank up. And then the whole tank for the whole day, 8 hours for real, right? Before you have to fill it back, maybe 10 hours, right? Give or take between, going back and forth. Bro, you probably gonna make $200, $250 from that. You just put $135 in the tank. Taxes $40. Maintenance, take another dub out just to be sure, and it really could be more. But just in case, because you have wear and tear in the car, that can go towards your brakes, oil changes, stuff like that. When I say this, I really mean you're hustling backwards, which means you're paying the system to fund the system. So like I'm damn near working for the system for free while damaging up my vehicle. Yes, but I'm telling you, even Uber might be more beneficial to you than literally door dashing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. And that's still a risk. Because if you can't get paid enough to like say if you do an Uber and it's enough to fill the tank up, okay, that's your first one. That first one that was like $40 to fill the tank up, all right, bet I'm going to use that tank to make more money. But remember, take the taxes out because you're in 1099. Plus, you got to write that off. That's, I guess, a benefit. But until then, just make sure you hold taxes because that's how they get you. Next you know it, you own the IRS for years because your deductions didn't supplement your taxes. Yeah, man, it's weird and it's wild out here. I hope that the ones that are doing this, I hope that y'all are doing it the right way, though. I just hope that. But this is despicable. We got to stop this war in Iran because, everybody know. I want y'all to know this too. Truck driver as well here. A man of multiple trades, okay? When the price of gasoline goes up, or diesel, let's say, because gasoline, diesel, whatever, the price of it goes up, that means the price of all goods go up. That's like inflation. Just that's how it happens. As soon as the gas goes up, inflation starts. Because that means it takes the trucks, for those that don't understand, it takes the trucks more money to get those loads to send it across the country, which means they have to charge more for it, which means they put the price of that back on the consumer, so they increase the prices. Because the truck driver is not about to take a loss. He can't. That's his truck. You know what I mean? Some of them do, but most of them won't. So, in that being said, in order to get them loads picked up, they got to increase the price to the basically a truck, so then he could fill up his tank. And we're talking about big gallons shit, like 100 gallons, maybe 150, 200. You know what I'm saying? Like they filling up $500 to $600 every time they fill up on regular gas. Now this is expensive gas. Now we're talking about, so they probably throwing in, I'm not gonna say double, but they probably now putting $700, $750 in a tank just to have a full tank in the semi, in the tractor trailer. So I want y'all to take that in consideration, man, and get you a more efficient car that doesn't require a lot of maintenance, doesn't require a lot of gas. That's why I like me a good old 4-cylinder or a good old, get you a turbo 4-cylinder or a V6. Y'all go V8, y'all need premium, you're screwed. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. This is the Savage Report. Peace. All right, let's see what's next, brothers. Let's see what's next, man. Hey, this gas is no jokes, bro. I know a lot of people that take premium gas, bro. You got a Volkswagen premium for most of the older ones. Kias take premium. If you got any SS Camaros, LT1s, what else? Who else take premium? Shit, anybody. Chargers be taking premium. Like, bro, y'all just look. Wouldn't be me though. Can't be me. Anyway, let's go to this next one. It seems like autonomous businesses are increasing in popularity. And that's the problem now, because we're giving before I'm gonna give you a quick review of what I think. We're giving too much power to these robots, man. We're giving too much power to these robots. The shit is happening too fast, man. It's happening too fast. Now let's play the video. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. Peace. Or peace. Come on.
If you haven't seen this trend yet, I'm told it's likely you will. We connected with locally owned businesses doing everything from retail to recreation without a single on-site employee, something they say means more flexibility for customers and lower prices.
From robotic and automatic delivery services, the ones you've seen on sidewalks across the city, to the self-driving cars we know are taking off on the streets of Chicago. It's clear we are entering a new era, a more autonomous one. Just look at this.
And all I do is,
The tap of an app can unlock a door.
it's unlocking, it's opening that door, you walk right in. Teamwork makes the dream work!
Giving easy access to a 24/7 recreation facility like this one. You're looking at a normal afternoon at SPF in Old Irving Park, according to co-owner Rich Green.
Our mission is to really keep growing the game of pickleball, and one of the ways you do that is by giving people courts when it fits their schedule.
Okay.
Which means there's a normal overnight and early morning here too,
It's a pretty rare day where we don't have pickleball being played at 2 a.m.
without one employee in the building.
Sometimes we forget about all the people who work hard for our city that have alternative schedules. 12 to 3 has just has surpassed our expectations in terms of how many people would be in here playing, which is great.
Green says making this location autonomous just made sense.
From a pure business perspective, like it allows us to lower our cost to also to the consumer, right?
But with cameras rolling 24/7, they not only monitor but have a record of who's inside.
If you had 4 guests here and you brought a 5th, we know, right?
So far, no employees, no issues.
So it's a safe
Hey, it
environment.
seems like they got a good business model, man, and that's what this is about. You know, if AI helps individuals basically save money, I'm not super against it. You know what I'm saying? Like if it allows individuals to invest their money other ways, then so be it, you know? And that's why they're using it, because it allows them to fire people and save overhead. You know what I'm saying? Like if you fire somebody at a full-time position and you're paying them like say 45,000, 40,000 a year, you just save 40,000 a year by letting the robots do it. And that's the threat. That's the threat right there. You let the robots do it, and then eventually they do it all. Yes. So I think there's definitely levels to this. I feel like yeah. It's definitely levels to this. I'm not sure if I'm getting a lag here. Let me know if I'm getting a lag, but there's definitely a threat with the autonomous businesses, man, and I think everybody needs to understand that there's a possibility that you might not have a job in the future. Can we all kind of believe that? I don't know. I believe it because I understand it. I just know that like we're playing around with the wrong type of thing. We're not playing around with what we need to. We're playing around with like robots. These things replace things. You know what I'm saying? Like these things are meant to replace us almost. Like I'm not using a robot to play around with. I'm using a robot to, you know, do what everybody else is doing, but at the same time it's like for businesses like that, I don't think they need an employee. So I guess if you need autonomous, it's like a gym, right? This is basically what it is. It's like a 24-hour gym. You run cameras and stuff, and you always run it. You have AI even detect any kind of violence or maybe increase in volume. So it can be a beneficial, but for like people other than this, like when they start taking over like management jobs and executive jobs, like stuff like this, and they're just watching people, that's different. You know what I mean? So yes, you get to, you know, save some money. You get to save that money. What they gonna do? They gonna save that money. And then they gonna start cutting jobs. And then they're gonna really be saving money. You know what I'm saying? I think Facebook just cut 15,000 jobs for those individuals that are doing that. Each his own, you know what I'm saying? If you mess with Facebook. Let's see. Let me know. Yeah, so tell me what y'all think about that. I'm not the biggest fan, personally. I am not the biggest fan personally of the robots, but I guess AI is AI, man. And you know, it's so funny. The AI that we function with usually isn't robotic AI. It's like AGI. You know what I'm saying? It's like what we're doing with like moving stuff around, like on the computer and stuff. We're not even using it to the robots like we should, but we could. Like, I don't even think we got to that sense yet. Look, I'm gonna tell everybody like I tell everybody. Watch the movie I Am Robot. Will Smith is based in 2035, Chicago, Illinois. So, and if you already see, you got the Tesla Cybercab, which is fully autonomous, no steering wheel, no brake pedals, it just drives. Not the biggest fan. Okay, and then we have after that we also have the robots. Was it the Neo or whatever it's called? NVIDIA got a robot. Tesla got robots. And if you ever seen one of the Tesla, what's that shit called? One of the Tesla like warehouses with all the Tesla robots in it, bro. It looks literally from the scene of iRobot. Literally the same thing. They lined up, stiff. You know what I'm saying? Ready to take shit over. You hear me? Take shit over. I'm not playing no games with them. I'm Will Smith to these niggas, G. I ain't got to take them out. Like, if I got to save y'all from these robots, so be it. So be it. I'll save you. That being said, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure you subscribe. And this the Savage Report. Peace. Let's get to the next one. What's really going on, man? What is really going on? Okay, we can do this next. It says Americans widely support voter ID. And this is CBS, so it might be real. This is liberal media. Woo. Sorry, you ladies and gentlemen. Just worked that 16-hour shift. You know the hustle don't stop, man. If you're a dreamer, you got to dream. You got to keep going. Even when you're tired and you just got off a 16-hour shift, I want you to come home and work. All right, now, let's get it.
As the Senate debates the SAVE Act and changes to U.S. voting, a new CBS News poll shows the idea of needing photo ID to vote has wide support nationally. But that does not mean that everyone sees problems with the current voting system. CBS News Executive Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, joins us now to break down the new data. Anthony, great to see you. So give us a sense here. Do Americans actually see fraud and problems with the current voting system?
So some do, but it's not that widely held an opinion. It's very partisan. I'm going to get to that. But let me start with this, Elaine, because what you said at the top, do people favor showing a photo ID to vote? That's 80%. It does get wide support. And if I break that down by partisanship, yeah, this is what you'd expect, right? Republicans are talking a lot about the SAVE Act, the bill, et cetera, 95%. But it's 2/3 of Democrats and it's a lot of independents, too. Having said that, this might seem to folks like a good idea in their minds. That doesn't mean it's addressing something that they necessarily think is widespread. So let me show you this. The idea, if we ask, do you think there's widespread or no voter fraud in U.S. elections, you get predominantly a partisan response. You get just over half of Republicans saying that. It's just over half. Even that, it's a majority, but it's not overwhelming, and then less so among the other parties.
Really interesting to see. So what do people think would happen if proof of citizenship would be required to register?
Okay, so the implications of that are different by party as well, because you get Dems a little more likely to say they think it'd be citizens, more citizens, prevented from voting, whereas Republicans more predominantly think that would be non-citizens prevented from voting. In this case, it would be illegal, right? So that's the difference in what they think the implications are coming out of this.
Interesting. And what do people think of the SAVE Act?
Okay, a lot of people say they don't know much about it because there's a lot in it, right? So if you take a look, and I'll scroll over here, the favor or oppose on it, okay, that's a mix, but you get this big not sure. And the reason behind that is when you ask, okay, what do you think's in it? What do you know about it? You only get 15% that say they feel like they know a lot of the specifics. So look, these wider views about what happens in elections, about what happens in mail voting, we've seen that from Republicans.
Look, I don't know nothing about what's in the SAVE Act unless it has to do with voter ID. I don't like when they hide other stuff other than what they're originally asking for. So I'm going to have to go take some external reviews, and I'm going to have to review this on my own to see what's going on. But I will say this, we definitely need voter ID. We need a card or something. Maybe they can give it to us when we change our address with the DMV, because they already sent, like when I moved, they already sent me my new voter ID card, I guess, the registration card. They sent that in the mail. That means the DOT, whatever, when they send you your ID in the mail, they definitely know if you're a citizen or not. Just send it in the mail, and that's your verification right there. Make it simple. Because what's happening is, I think, is they're making the concept very complicated and hard to understand. And when you don't understand it, then everybody thinks it's like suppression. Now, look, let's have this harsh conversation, all right? Let's have a very harsh conversation. Is voter ID voter suppression? I want you guys to think, all right? If I don't know who you are, and let's just say it's already happening. Let's just say voter voter ID fraud is already happening. You don't have to go there with proper identification. Like, and I say this because in the state of Illinois, I literally voted in the primary, and guess what they didn't do? They didn't ask me for my ID. You want to know something funny? I didn't live at the address that it said that I lived at. Now, look, I still live in the area that it says that I live in. I just don't live at that address. Did they verify that? No. So, even if I change my address, it'll be the same district, everything. It's just the point that they did not ID me, which made it easy for me to manipulate the system. Does that make sense? So if I walk in, last name, okay, they gave me the first name. I didn't tell them they offered me the first name. I just gave them a last name. They offered me the first name, and I said yes, it was my name. But what if it was not my name? It's my option. What if you told me I say last name and you just give me first name and I say yes, and you say sign and I manipulate signature and put it on that's all there was to it. And I got right in and I was able to vote in the primary. Just like that. That's exactly how easy it was. No ID, no verification that I lived at the location that I was, because I recently moved. So I'm like, if it's this easy, maybe they should know it's me, because this is an American primary, which means this can knock people in and out the race. You know what I mean? There should be identification, at least to the slightest. At least if I can bring in my voter card, bring in what maybe on your real ID, they forced everyone to get real IDs. So in my perception, I think maybe you should put a extra star for the motherfuckers that are American citizens. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Something that makes it not super hard to identify, but at the same time, if I seen it, I think ID regardless is required. An identification regardless, like ID. But the real case is, how do you determine if this person is an immigrant or not, or a legal immigrant, or not a citizen? Let's say that, because you can be an immigrant but be a citizen. How do you determine this person is a non-citizen? I think on their ID it should have like a star, or something that is laminated into the ID to make it easy for the person and then they have their little blue light or whatever, they scan over the ID to make sure it's real, and this star dictates that this is a real ID, because it is a real ID. You know what I mean? They forced everyone to get a real ID or use a passport. So the people that got the real ID that are citizens of the United States get this type of real ID with this stamp on it. And that's all you need. You send that identification in, you can vote in American elections. Now, let me tell you what happens when you don't check these type of things, like what's going on now. Well, let's just say you brought millions of people in this country under the radar and gave them regular identification, right? And then as long as they were a resident, which is not hard to do, and got a regular ID, they can vote and say you don't even have ID, you just registered to the address. You can now vote in American elections. That's why they have that in the state. So I'm gonna be honest, it is a form of cheating. Let's just say, would it make sense for non-American people, non-American citizens? You don't even have to be American. Well, citizen, non-citizens to vote into American policies, which means they make the rules for you, even though they're not citizens in this country. I'll be honest, I'll take it a step further. This is my personal view too. So don't take it personal. It's my personal view. Don't take it personal. I think if you're not American, you shouldn't vote in American politics. Simple as that. I don't give a damn if you're a citizen or not. That's me though. That is me. Me personally, I think if you're not a born American, you shouldn't be able to vote in American politics and systems, because then that means that you can come in our country and become a citizen and then change our politics up. And then now you're ruining our country from the inside out. That's what I think personally. That's me. Now, you don't have to go that extreme. You can just say one step, let's just be a citizen. That's fine. But if you're asking me and I'm in control, yeah, you must be an American. You know what I mean? So That being said, I want to know what y'all think about this concept, because it's like this is something that really involves everybody, liberal, conservative. It doesn't really matter. If you're in the middle, independent, it really doesn't matter. This is an extreme thing because this can sway either way due to the fact that it can be cheated. It's just like gerrymandering. It's almost cheating. Come on, let's be real. But it's legal cheating. But voter ID, that's something that should be secured. Everything requires ID. So I think since everything requires ID, I think at least to vote in American elections that dictate if you're going to have a certain mayor, governor, U.S. Senate, House of Representatives, you get what I'm saying? Like, treasurers. I think this should be very secured. Like, it shouldn't, no non-citizen should get through this at all. I think from the gate, this should be secured. Like, it shouldn't even be any question about this. That's what I personally believe. There should be no question that you need to be at least a citizen of the United States, and you need to verify you're a citizen before you can vote. I don't see why people think that's suppression. There's no suppression there. If you're a citizen, you don't have nothing to worry about, right? It's just about proving it. So my theory about putting it on your real ID when you get your driver's license, because you're required to get the real ID or what? Passport. You get what I'm saying? So that being said, man, tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. This is a real conversation I actually like to hear about, because people fight about this. They think it's suppression. No, bro. You're literally voting for the most powerful country in the world. and say you're not even American. You're just voting because the people in the country got agendas to replace the American people in the country. That's why I say you should only be a born American. Even if you snuck over here, you got to be a born American to vote in American politics. That's what I think. Shit, if we take it a step further, hey, you don't want to hear what I got to say about this. I don't think you should be in any elective seat unless you're a born American. Simple as that. Miss Omar. Yeah. Mandani. Yeah. You're out of here. And there's a lot more. I don't think if you're not a born American, you should be sitting in any seat that is for America and making decisions for America. Simple as that. I think that's just that simple. That's my vote. That's my perception, though. I might be a little bit extreme, or I might just hit the nail on the head here. You know what I mean? I want to pick your brains. I want you guys to think about this, because before we relinquish our freedoms to people that don't have born loyalty to your country, think about what you're doing before you're doing it. Don't think about voter suppression. Think about security within your nation. I want you to think about it like that, because that's actually what it is. Because just the way that, like how in our state of Illinois, how they can come in and vote, and then next you know it, randomly J.B. Prister has crazy canning votes for him, and you're like, this is a little suspect. This guy's literally put us in a $20 billion deficit. There's no way he's winning again. Look back at who's he's feeding in order to get those votes. That's all I'm saying. It's your boy Angel Savage. Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. It's the Savage Report. Let's go. Let's see what's going on in the chat, man. Gold mine transportation. Let me say, if you are qualified to register for Selective Service online to represent America, you should be able to do the same thing online for voting. I think you have to be an American citizen to be in the Selective Service. Selective Service does not require identification. You should hold a seat if no one can eat. You should hold a seat if nobody can eat. First Nations people. Look, Mr. Goldmine Transportation, I want to let you know this. Check this out. And I like that Dolly Dagger 69 said this. You a freakiness. Look, I think for Goldmine Transportation, you got to think about it like this, brother. This is supposedly the most protective, wanted, sought after country in the world. in the world, not just the city, not just the region, the world. It should be protected by any chance, and it also should be keeping the people that is in the country first, because you have people that actually die for this country that were World War I, World War II. They got their citizenship. That's why I say if you're a citizen, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So that's one way to keep it. You're a citizen. But if you're a non-citizen, dude, you gotta at least, it don't matter if you're a select service or not, you gotta be a citizen, bro. Simple as that. If somebody finessed you and you work for the select service, bro, that's you. Maybe you probably got the bit, but hey, you gotta be a citizen to vote in this in a country that is so big in prestige, right? We give away free money, damn near, to the poor. Look how we regulate our streets with police and military. Man, it has to be secure. Or what do? Your foundation crumbles in front of you because what did you allow to get in? You kind of let the spies, you let the NPCs hop in, take control, change a narrative, and then you lose control of your country slowly. I've literally, and the only reason I come up with this concept, because there was a guy I was listening to, and he was in Canada, and he was a Muslim dude. He said, we're not going to take this country by force. He said, we're not going to take it by force, like physically. We're going to take it smart. We're going to go into your system. We're going to change your laws, and we're going to keep us in there. What you could have did is prevent it by changing your rules, but you didn't. You let us in. And since you let us in, we came in and we convinced your people not to procreate while we convinced our people to procreate and rule your country. I'm be honest, in like 40 years, this shit is, the whole Constitution is going to be like non-Americans. Facts, non-born Americans at least. I guarantee it. Literally, Mondani is the mayor of the biggest city in America. He's non-born American. I don't care if he came at 3-4 years old. He's not an American. He might be a citizen, but he's nationalized. He's not American. Do you see the problem? With these type of conversations, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to think, just slightly, just ever so slightly. I just want you to think about what happens if. What if we lose full control? Because, say you have a liberal president and the House and the Senate is full of non-born Americans that are in the House and the Senate that we elected in there. But really, they elected themselves in. You know why? Because they got their family involved. They came over, birthed them in the country. They're American, so they can vote. They got them in the system. But they had a different agenda than the born Americans that were born here. And they've slowly replaced them. Put a bill in the order. I think an American president doesn't have to be born in America anymore. I think he could just be a citizen of the United States. And with one liberal president, he'll change that just to open the floodgates. And there you go. The rules change. The rules can be changed. And that's why you got to leave it up to the Supreme Court to change things as well, because we'll look up and the country will no longer be ours. They'll disarm ya. They'll bring in strangers to replace ya. Then your country is no longer yours. So, like I said, you should probably only keep Americans in office. That's my personal opinion, though. Let's carry on with this. It's your boy, Angela Savage. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go. And speaking of voter ID, we have a problem in the state of Illinois here. And a lot of people don't understand that when our founding fathers came here, they had at least two of the first, let's say, amendments. We had our right to freedom of speech, our First Amendment right, press, and religion. I can't vibe with that at all. I actually love that one. But then the second one, you got to think about when they wrote this too. The second one was the freedom to bear arms. The right to bear arm, actually. To fight a government that is rebellious, damn near, against its own people. You know why? Because they were a country. They were rebellious to theirs. That's how they took America. They had to. Then they made rules to bear America. So they tell you, you have the right to say what the hell you want. And you got the right to have these firearms to protect what you want to say. This leads me to my second point, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play the video. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Let's go.
Has this state just completely lost it? They're now looking to do 3 massive things. Number 1, they're looking at putting what will amount to over an 80% tax on certain handgun ammunition. Number 2, serialization requirement on all handgun ammunition to sell, purchase, and possess, or straight to jail. Number 3, create a central registry administered by the state police force where every single handgun ammunition transaction is going to be logged and stored and available, of course, to law enforcement and the government. What the heck is going on here? Guys, let's get into it. So what the heck's going on here? What is it that we're talking about? Because there's a lot of ifs, ands, buts, twists, and turns to this. First off, we're of course talking about serialization, and we are of course talking about, pause for dramatic effect, who's gonna guess the state? Illinois. That's right. The crazy anti-gun states are somehow just able to drain a little bit more constitutional water out of their shrinking pool from week to week to week. And in their race to the bottom, Illinois, I don't know if they're leaping ahead, but they're getting there if this isn't it, because this is a big one, folks. What am I talking about? I am talking about Illinois House Bill 4414, which was introduced back on January 14th of this year, 2026, by a representative out of Naperville. For those of you who are not aware, we are talking about a suburb in orbit of Chicago. No, we're not talking about my home state of Wisconsin, although some people consider us to be a suburb of Chicago. We are, in fact, not part of Illinois. If you want to say we're part of Chicago, that's on you. Sometimes in summer, it's hard to push back on that. What does this do? It says that starting January 1st of 2027, you have to listen to all the details here because it's going to be important. Starting January 1st of 2027, all handgun ammunition that is manufactured, imported into the state, sold, gifted, lent, or possessed must be serialized. Think of this like a VIN, like a VIN number for every single round. Each bullet will get this unique identifier, and the Illinois State Police will maintain a centralized registry for every transaction. Lucky you. But they're not going to provide that service for free. Are they? If you're from Illinois, you know the answer to that question. Of course not. You're going to pay for that extra service, and you are going to pay handsomely. The bill authorizes them to charge up to, but not to exceed, 5 cents per round.
Come on, man.
Right. So a lot of ammunition at any given point in time, it goes up and down like stock market, commodity prices, inflation, all that kind of stuff, right? If you're not in the know, you're seeing cost per round, cents per round.
Let's just say it like this, man. This is a dangerous rhetoric. Let's charge people to own firearms, and let's tell them if these firearms aren't restrictive in any, if they're not serialized, we must take you to jail, give you a misdemeanor, a felony, class C. Come on. Don't you see a problem? Don't you see a flaw? Now look, we don't go around saying, no, this is your restriction to the 2A and it to the First Amendment, and we restrict it every year. We don't do that. No. This is despicable. Yes. Despicable. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's true. We allowed this to happen. Okay? We allowed this to happen. Unfortunately, we as the people have allowed Illinois to take control. They have went far left, and they literally are saying, let's take away your Second Amendment right and restrict it. Yep. It's crazy. And I dislike it because of the fact that, like, this is what keeps us safe. You know, if you're in Chicago, in any other country, in any state or any other land or Providence, wherever you're at, you have to wait for the police to arrive. Do you have the gall to wait for the police to arrive? And I think the average wait time for the police to arrive is about 8 to 12 minutes. So Robert's at your front door. You call the police. Now put an 8-minute timer on, minimum. He's in the door now. You have to think about what's the circumstance and the consequences of not being armed. And they're not saying not to be armed, but they're restricting what you can have. In the state of Illinois, less than 2 to 3 years ago, they've already banned the assault rifle ban, but that they put every other firearm. You can't own any gun over 15 rounds. They restricted a whole bunch of guns we just can't have. No extra. The shotguns were restricted. Threaded barrels were restricted. Any AR style gun was restricted. This is the problem with allowing these liberal states. And then you have to think about, what is your agenda? What are you trying to do? What are you plotting to do? Why are you trying to disarm us? Because the criminals still have the guns. In Chicago, the murder rate is still high, yet alone, they still want to take the guns from the law-abiding citizens. Sometimes you just can't trust the guy, huh? That's how I look about this situation. And now you want everyone to serialize their gun, their ammo, which causes the company to charge so much more than the ammo is worth, because now they have to go take it through a higher process that is serialized individually. And not only that, you must register that gun, those bullets, those ammunition. You have to register it with the State Department. This is despicable, ma'am, sir. This is despicable. You must register your what? Your bullets? That's crazy. What if I go to the range, I buy 100 rounds, only knock 50 out, and I just take the other one? I gotta go and register these bullets now with the State Department. Hey, Stat, I just want to let you know I went to the range. I didn't finish the whole 100. I have 100, and here's the staple. Here's the serial number from each bullet. They can charge you separately for misdemeanors for each bullet. It's despicable, okay? Let's just start it there. This is despicable. This is a violation of my 2A rights. And it's a violation to everyone that wants to protect themselves and their family. Because I know for me, I know I'm my own first responder. I learned CPR. I learned proper techniques, hunting styles. You're being penalized in the state of Illinois for trying to protect yourself, literally. Why the criminals don't care about none of that. I want people to open their eyes up, because we're slowly losing our country. Okay? We're slowly losing our country, and it's starting to kind of mess with us. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not liking about this, okay? We're slowly losing our rights to at least protect ourselves, and that's like something that I care more about than me speaking, because I know that I'm able to at least protect my family. And I think what's happening in the state of Illinois and Chicago basically controls the whole state. And that's the flaw we're having here, because there's a lot of kids out in Chicago. And by kids, I mean 22-year-olds that are living out in Chicago, and they're making these liberal views and stuff. A little old people too. But the thing is, it's like, imagine you're not worried about the future. You're not worried about safety. You just think the government's going to protect everyone. Get rid of all guns. The government will save us. Come on now. We got hella police officers in Chicago, yet alone the murder rate is still high. The only time the murder rate seemed like it was low is because they categorized how they were killed. They're like, oh, no, that's not a murder. That guy was killed with a knife. No, that wasn't a murder. He was killed in a car accident with road rage. It's like, okay, I understand. But we got to understand at the end of the day what we're relinquishing, like, how do you say it? Relinquishing, like what we're giving up in exchange. What are we giving up in exchange for our 2A rights, which is our founding fathers' rights? And that's what being American is all about. So when you allow, and this is what correlates back to the last subject about non-citizens voting in American elections, they'll take away from things that your founding fathers, Americans, created to protect the country from self-destruction. To do what? Mass surveillance. Tell you to do stuff that they know that you can fight with. I tell people a firearm is an equalizer, which allows you to protect yourself and who you love. That's why if they ever come arrest you, what do they have? Guns. But it's almost equal playing ground when you have your own. Unfortunately, in the state of Illinois, they're trying to remove that from you. They want no restriction when they come for you. They already know what you have. They know how many rounds you have and what type of battle they're looking for. There's no fighting for what's coming. We don't know what's there. I don't know what's coming. We just know something's big. That being said, man, if the founding fathers created something, it was their Second Amendment right, I think it's something we should protect and make sure, regardless if you like it or not. It's literally the second thing they wrote. That's like, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not kill. Like, those are more important than the rest of them because that's what they thought first. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to say what the hell you want. First Amendment right. And I want you to bear arm to protect your First Amendment right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe some of you haven't thought about it enough. So I want you to take this time and think about what you're giving up in exchange to not have your protection for your home. Do you have a spare 8 to 12 minutes before law enforcement possibly gets to your house, before whoever commits crime does it? It can be on the streets. It doesn't have to be someone breaking in your home. You could be robbed at gunpoint at your outside. 8 to 10 to 12 minutes. That individual he's gone. He just committed mass killing. How fast do you think it takes police to get to schools and mass casualties? If you are armed, you can take him out yourself. You don't have to wait for the officer. That being said, man, tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. I hate this conversation because I know a lot of people disagree with me because they believe if you take guns off the street and everyone doesn't have guns, the violence will lessen. But you're sadly mistaken, whoever thinks that. Because the criminals, till to this day, still have Dracos, still have 50-round drums, still have switches. You know what's funny about that? It's mostly in Chicago. And it's always been illegal. Yet they still have it. That being said, when these gun laws come out, it's really only restricting the law-abiding citizens that don't want records. The older people, your grandpa, your moms, the 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds that scared of themselves walking through the streets, just so everyone can be disarmed. You know what that does for the criminal? I'm just thinking. I want you guys to jump in the criminal's mind really quick and think about this concept. When the criminal knows that you doesn't have a firearm, but due to, let's say, laws, that makes you an easier target. That's like knowing you have money on you and knowing exactly where you're at. They're like, oh, easy. If I need that car off him, I can get it off of him. He probably has no more than 10 rounds. I got 30 rounds in this Draco. It will be foolish for him to try to protect himself with this. This, you know what I'm saying, do way more damage and is way more bullets. It's like, pick your fights wisely. And that's what I look at this in this situation. Someone comes in your house. Of course, it's a criminal, right? He's already committed a crime. Think he's going to come in your house with the state legal limit of ammunition in his gun that is all civilized? No. But you will. You will. But he's not, because he's the criminal. He gets to pick the time. He gets to pick his weapon. And you just are sitting ducks. So, that concept, man, I want y'all to think deep about letting people come in your country and change the rules in your country. Definitely from the founding fathers' rules. And you just have to protect it. That's all there is to it. I want to see what y'all got to say about that. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that in the comment section. It's the boy, Savage. Let's go. And I hate to harp on this situation too much, but I just think that it's very important. Until you're an adult until you're actually protecting your son, your daughter, and you're a man like me, and you understand, like I get in the gym just so I can be physically strong, right? But my physical strength has nothing to do with a weapon, right? Definitely at, let's say, 5-7 yards away. It's over for me, right? But that's for everybody. That's why it's like, wow, why do we disarm the public? The law-abiding citizens that will obey the rules to do what? What is your agenda? Because I'll tell you who this doesn't apply to. This doesn't apply to killers. These don't apply to people the youngsters that don't care. And I know a lot of them. I know a lot. I'll be in Chicago. I'm in Chicago. A lot of them don't care. They don't care about the law. You know why? Because we don't have the death penalty either in this state. That's why it's up. There's no consequence for said action. So when J.B. Prister restricts us, he restricts the law-abiding citizens, the ones that cares about the records, not the ones that don't. They still have Dracos. It still happens, and they're not even solving the crimes. So it's up to you if you want to be the vulnerable one. I think regardless, Democrat or Republican, it's your American right to protect that right. Just saying. Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Yeah, man. Never bring 10 rounds to a 30-round fight either. You know what I'm saying? It's like in Chicago, you can only have 10 rounds in your gun. It's so crazy because they're slowly disarming us. Slowly. Like, you got to think about it. If I restrict you from owning something, what is my intention on it? I'm only doing it, like I said again, the law-abiding citizens that will obey the rules. Everyone else, they get to do what they want to do. So, I'm just a man with a plan. I just know J.B. Prister is a very clever individual, and he has certain ways to trick the public. He turns it into a pity party and make everyone believe. And the main thing I hate about J.B. is that as soon as he became the governor, he only cared about Chicago because he knew that's where the electoral votes were. Chicago controls the whole state. So if you got all the votes in Chicago, you have the state. So he don't go anywhere. You don't ever see JB nowhere. He don't be in Springfield for real. He don't be in Evanston down south. He don't be in Champaign. He's only in Chicago. He's the governor of Chicago, Illinois. Because he knows that's where he can get his vote. And if he has all the electoral votes, or most of them, in Chicago, then he wins. Simple as that. So there's no need to go into the other parts of the country, of the state, because it doesn't matter for him. We'll make another video about J.B. Prister in the future. But it's your boy Angelo Savage. Make sure you subscribe. Peace. All right, let's see the next one. Actually, let's get into some entertainment now. This is a video of a young man. As you can read some chats, I'm sorry. The U.S. government have negotiated over 400 treaties with Native American tribes in which it has been broken and reneged on almost at the same point, often to facilitate land acquisitions and resource extractions. Yeah, somewhat. He said, that's crazy. Speaking facts, never bring a knife to a gunfight. Yeah. Never bring like I said, never bring a 10 rounder to a 30 rounder fight neither. Never bring a 9mm, never bring a 10 round 9mm to a 30 round 7.62 fight. That's how I look at it. Because that's what they got. Okay. I'm not playing games, but I'm not playing no games. They real. They got the Draco micro. It's fitting in the back. They carrying the Draco on the hip. Y'all hear what I'm saying to you? They got the Draco on the hip like it's a pistol. They got the ARP in the hip like it's a pistol. I know it's an AR pistol, but they really having it like a pistol. But they gonna holster it next? Like, they doing anything these days, man. Look, love Chicago was a great city growing up, but now I'm not my favorite place to visit. Yeah, bro, I'm actually finna, if all this gun rights stuff start to pass, bro, I think I'm leaving too. If all this gun rights, all this gun restriction stuff is passing, bro, I think I gotta leave it. And I wanted people to understand that what JB Prister does slowly, and I hate to say this because I hate to harp on this guy. He restricts it to the point where it doesn't matter if we replaced him with a red governor. If our governor, Darren Bailey, if he becomes an order, he can put the bill forward, but the House and the Senate of Illinois is filled with liberals. There's no way that's passing. It has to pass them first before it gets to the governor's desk. So that's what he did. He put things in order. He did it fast, really rapidly, because everybody's liberal, everybody's blue. So it's going to get to his desk immediately, and then he's going to sign it. Now, replace the governor. Even replace a few of the House and Senate spots of Illinois, and they're red. That doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? Just kind of how like there's more seats right now in the U.S. Senate, U.S. House. It don't change anything. They're like the minority. So even if I would still want candidate Darren Bailey to win as the Republican governor of Illinois. But to be honest, he's just going to plateau it until the rest of the seats become available to red people where they can start reversing shit. Yeah. And I definitely see what's going on. It's just, it's a cold world we live in. Like I said, them killers still got the guns. So while he, when he did, let's just say this. J.B. Prister did not ban assault rifles he didn't ban assault rifles in high mag capacities until a white man was killing white people. For years while he was in office, black people were killing black people with those same guns. He did not move a finger. As soon as a white boy killed white people with an AR-15, he was a kid, he banned it. Within 6 months, it was in law. No one else in the state can have it, bro. Literally, that's exactly how it happened. Google it. I think this happened in 2020. What year was this? This is either 2020. Is it 6? I think it was 2023, 22. July 4th on that parade where the kid killed everybody in is that Forest Park? It's like the outskirts of Chicago. And 6 months later it was in law. Just like that. Literally. 6 months later he had that shit in paper. Everybody restricted. I don't care if you want to pass. I don't care if your granddaddy was in World War II. He was landing the Lincoln War. He can't pass the guns down to you, boy. That's how he had it worded. Facts. Think I'm playing. Y'all better Google it. It's funny, as a black American, the older I get, the more Republican views I lean, especially business. You know what? They say the Democratic Party is for the youth. You know what I'm saying? And then they start to grow up. And then they understand how important is the Republican Party that actually want less taxes, less government interference in your business, less taking my money and giving it to whatever. Because when they say something's free to, like, say the Democrats, it's not free. Come on, let's be real. Nothing's free. It never was free. Why would it be free? And how could it be free? Someone's funding it. Oh, tax the rich, right? If they didn't want no free lunch. Look, if they need free lunch, give them free lunch. That's something I'm for. I grew up on a free lunch, right? If they need free lunch, give them free lunch. But isn't that what our taxes fund? If that funds the school, we fund the school, we fund the fire department, all that. Like, give them that. I don't mind doing that, right? Because the kids need to eat. That's something I don't want to take out of their mouth. But if it's something like, I gotta fund your bus route, Mandani wants you to give him free government stores and bus routes. Come on, bro. You're foolish. And then you got to think about it. Even if they tax the rich, they made loopholes for the rich to get through. I want y'all to really think this out, okay? Let me take this out. I want you to really think this through. Nothing's free. Someone's always paying, right? Nothing's free. But even if they say tax the rich more, they wouldn't create a loophole for them not to pay the taxes. Do you understand that? Does that make sense? So when they borrow against their debt and then take the money because the debt can't be taxed, we're playing the wrong game. Like, the rich people don't care. They just don't want to be pushed out the air like Mandani. They just don't want to be pushed out of New York because Mandani wants to come in and change shit. The rich already have people to do this for them. It's the poor people saying tax the rich. Y'all think it's that simple for real? That's why when JB Prister's preaching this tax the rich shit, nigga, he is the rich. What is you talking about? He's a billionaire. I think we forgot. Imagine a billionaire. And this is why I think JB Prister, and this is my personal opinion about JB, he's a clean-cut guy, man. And honestly, if Kamala Harris would have used him as vice president, I guarantee she would have been president right now. Possibly. You know, the votes weren't off too crazy. I think like, what, 2 million? Literally. But she picked Tim Walz, which was great. I was glad she did that because it was a foolish mistake. But then again, I expect her to make foolish mistakes like that. JB Prister's clean cut. Yes, even though he does very horrible for the state of Illinois, people still trust him for some reason. JB Prister is a wolf in sheep clothing. He is literally the definition of a wolf in sheep clothing. And once you learn that, you won't understand that there's somebody around that pretends that they're part of you, but they're not. JB Prister is the person that fights for people for peace, yet he's a billionaire. Imagine a billionaire sitting back and he's acting like he's not a billionaire because he's hanging with you at the store. He's like shaking hands with the blacks. He's going to Boys Town. He's drinking a beer. Come on now. Unprofessional. He's drinking a beer in Patty's Day parade, endorsing Mrs. Juliette Stafford to be the U.S. Senate. So then once he becomes and runs for presidency, he already has a foot in the door there. Look, I don't think y'all understand the political plays that goes on in this country, but it's very intellectual how they do it. And JB Prister is playing it like a pro, like somebody taught him the game. That's why I'm like, man, who is this guy for real? I need to do a deep dive. This guy knows something that he shouldn't know. You get what I'm saying? And it took me a long time to kind of figure this out. It literally did. It took me a very long time to be like, wait, this guy is not a good guy. You know what I mean? And this is, yep, like he said, it says learning depth financial knowledge will change your life. It's the way you think about money. Yeah, it's how you think about money, brother. How you think about money is where your mind goes. If you think about money the right way, you will learn that, like, this is all just a game of Monopoly we're playing for real. And the game that these politicians play is, I'm going to help you out. And that's what I think. I'm be honest, I like the more Republicans because they're real. No, I'm not going to say Republicans. I just favor, like, say Trump because he's just honest. He does stupid shit too. Let's be honest. He's not all good. But at least he's honest to me. I know, nigga lied too, though. But Joe Biden, that boy was just lying blatantly. He was just confused. But you know what? I'd rather somebody be an asshole and lie to me and tell me the truth than lie to me right in my face. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you be super duper rude with me, but tell me the truth than to lie to me right in my face and pretend like nothing's going on. But you know what I say? And just like this guy just said, he said, every politician is playing the board like a pro. Yep. He said, I'm independent. Both sides have pros and cons. You know what? And I told people this too. I actually am more independent. I lean more right, but I'm independent. Because I can be, and this is what, if I ever run for office in the future, let's say, because I think that's something, I'm only 28, let's say 45, close to 50-ish, I start running for a local. I'll probably run for local offices before that, and then I'll run for something more secure. I'll run as an independent because I told my girl, the rise of the independent is coming. That means someone that can negotiate both sides. I'm not saying that we can't, because that's the problem with our country. It's either red or blue. No. There's a little gray area there, and that's where we need to sit at. We need to be the negotiator in the middle. We need to be there need to be blue and red. You know what I'm saying? There's no just one side or the other. You know, there should be. It's like for, let's say, abortions. Now, conservatives are against abortions. Liberals are pro-abortion. I'm in the middle. I think you can have them, but I think there should be limits on some said abortions. And there should be a registry to how many you can get. You can't do more than 3 federally, nigga, in the whole country. Any more than 3, you must deliver. All right, stay safe. Appreciate you, brother. Make sure you subscribe. It's your boy Savage. I think you shouldn't do more. Like, it should be, you know, that's how I would do it. I'm the middle ground. You can have abortions with limitations. No more than 3. Unless grape was involved, then okay. But that means somebody must go to jail. So make sure that's what it is. And we must prove it. And then we'll get that done. But 3 is the limit, man. You can't go around talking about, oh, girl, I'm just going to have a smortion. No. What limit are you at, girl? Oh, this is your 3rd one. You must deliver. We can't legally do that. No smorshment for you, madam. You're on your 3rd. Yeah, it says boundaries. For sure, for sure. I'm 24. Yes, sir. I'm 28. So we in the same field, brother. I'm socially liberal and fiscal conservative. Yeah, facts. You know what? Everybody should be socially liberal. If you are if you're socially a conservative, bro, I picture you as one of them niggas in the corner that be like I picture you as a guy in the corner that's like, or like, don't talk to nobody. We can't have that. Okay? We can't have that. You know what I mean? But if you then the older you get, the more money you start being conservative with. Like when I thought, I'm like, man, y'all protesting ICE. Y'all protesting the ICE. Y'all should be protesting the IRS. Because those the real thugs. But that's me. I can't speak too much on them people, boy. They go come after a brother like me, out of me. I ain't do nothing. I'm clean, big dog. Hey, big brother IRS, man. I don't want no trouble. I'm just saying. They shouldn't protest the ICE. They should protest the IRS. Because them boys pimps. And they've been pimping us for a very, very long time. You know? And then the taxes. The taxes. I don't even want to get into it. It's your boy Angelo Savage. We're going to carry on with the show. Let's go. Let's see what's going on here, because we're going to carry this show out for another 15 minutes and get I'm going to skedaddle. You heard me? Make sure y'all subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. And don't forget to like the video. We're going smooth. How y'all like the voice, man? I think I got some auto-tune on this one, man. It's a little share mic, you know, so I can hear myself. And I think I'm radio ready. I think I'm ready for the radio, y'all. Yeah. All right, let's play this next video, man. It seems like this guy was in a mass shooting where he killed multiple people. One of them ended up dying in this situation. Now he's at court, and his lawyer is telling it, and this video is trending. His lawyer telling him to shut the hell up. He don't want to shut up, bro. He said, I got to get this off my chest. Imagine you at court for murder. And your lawyer telling you to shut the hell up. And you said, man, you start cursing your lawyer out. Silly. Let's play the clip. Let's go.
What do you say? I'm not going to stop you, but it's not your best. Okay. Just step back off the microphone a little bit. Okay. So, sir. It's getting feedback. That's better.
How you doing, sir? So my problem is I be seeing things, sir. So I'm in the courtroom, sir. All the police that I be seeing, they don't be coming to open the door for me. Well, it's one of the police that's in the room last night. He was actually a good person. Sir, I be fighting things that y'all cannot see. So
Look at the cop right there.
Put someone in jail that's fighting something that you can't see. When I was on the highway driving, it's 3 cars. What's the devil's number? 6, right? It's 3 cars. Every time I went hitting speed, I'm at a speed limit. I see 3 cars every time I hit the gas. Ain't no cars on the road. It's just me. It's 3 cars that pop up. 1, 2, 3. Then it's 1, 2, 3 again, right? Okay. The people that were supposed to be killed, they didn't die. Nobody died. Obviously, right?
No, one person did. You do have one count.
Nobody died, sir.
I'm just.
You want to show me how? I shot every one of them people. Nah, shut up, man. Let me talk. I can't talk to the judge, bro.
These things being recorded.
Okay, let me talk. Then if it's being recorded, then it's being recorded. I shot every one of them people in the head. They're not making it back. My cousin, he was supposed to die. That dude that hit the floor, oh yeah, he died. A lot of people were shot in the head, sir, and went back up right in front of my face. So, therefore, how the can you wake back up in front of my face after I shoot you? How are you gonna wake back up? Please tell me, sir. That's impossible. You cannot wake back up after somebody shoots you in your head. And if you check that camera, you can tell that these people are with me. I'm chilling to myself, sir, right? I'm chilling on the bench with my cousin Elbow, right? Okay, so why you keep talking to me and you not letting me talk to him? I can't even hear you, sir. I can't hear you. No, it can't be used against me because I'm talking what my heart needs to tell whoever listening, bro.
You need to tell that to your attorney when they get a
Okay, let me talk. Okay, I only need you, sir. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not need you.
I'm trying to protect your
Please,
rights.
Yes, you do, sir.
I can't even talk. You know what I mean? Thank you, sir.
I'm trying to give you advice.
But, sir, I'm fighting something I can't even see. I see it at night. I see it now looking at you. I don't know how to fight it, sir.
You're done, bro.
Mr. Gibson, what I can tell you is that the attorney that you're going to get
Okay, no, camera.
Look, attorney telling him, be quiet. This boy don't want to hear none of that. He said, man, I'm going to speak what's on my chest. Look, this ain't the place. He's here to protect you. He's here to get you out this situation. And you're digging yourself a bigger hole. He could have get you a lesser sentence. He could have gave you a 25 to life. You know what I'm saying? Parole, possibility of parole at 25. But what he just said is, yeah, I shot them all. And yeah, I did them right. I did them dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? And I would say this, even, I hate when people do this. It's like, damn, let the lawyer do, and the lawyer got to like, man, chill out, bro. What is you doing? And he's saying, man, I don't even need you. No, sir. You do need him because you're tweaking. Like, for real. Like, why would you think that you gonna get away with this situation? This is just like conehead behavior. But you know what? My mama always told me, man, the hard head makes a soft ass. And that's why. This is a kid, bro. He probably like 16, 17 years old, maybe. He finna get the sentence, and he better hope he's not in one of those states that give him the needle, because it's going to be over for him. But that's because somehow he was not taught to respect his elders. Just be quiet. I know he's saying sir, and that's cool, but it's like, bro, I know he prepped you on not saying nothing. He probably like, oh, nah, speak up, bro. Don't even let the judge, the public defender, because you know it's a public defender. But look, the public defender's like, Joe, you just ruined the case. Like, this is all under record. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You right hand on the Bible. I did it. Yeah. How they alive when I did it all to them? You did. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you say that to the judge? Like, you gotta be so, like, he probably high. He can't be because he in jail. Unless they get high in jail. But it's like, it's just crazy. I don't understand it. And bro, how you gonna tell the judge that? For real. And it's sad because it's like it's that situation with the Epstein deposition with the former Victoria's Secret owner, and and the dude's like, "I can't, you know, if you say more than 5 words, like, bro, I'm trying to protect you. If you can't be protected, if you keep spurting out stuff, like, let the lawyer. You know what I'm saying? People like this almost deserve the needle because you're telling me what. But then again, if you continue this situation, we'll play the video a little bit more. I think the judge basically gave him leniency. Said, well, if you want to plead for insanity, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like you saying you seeing shit, that changes the story. But that don't take from the fact that you kill people. That just takes from the fact that you might have been insane in the concept of doing it. Let's see.
Sir, I'm sorry.
The attorney that you're going to get can file motions to determine whether you're, number one, competent to stand trial, or whether you were competent at the time. And that's the time that you should be discussing these issues. You shouldn't be discussing them now.
When I was in Stony Brook, sir, and I had that gun, that wasn't my gun, first off. That's sir, I don't care, because I'm speaking the truth in my heart. I don't care about shit you saying, I don't care. I'm talking to that dude right there, the judge right there, I'm talking to him. I'm not worried about nothing. Nobody
Yeah, he finished the book.
I need to get this off my heart.
Mr. Gibson, we're going to be done for now. You don't have any bond, you have any attorney.
Yeah, this boy done. He finished. Man, like, I feel like the kids don't learn. Like, just shut up. Sometimes you don't need to say much. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be quiet and chill out. Like, what made you in your head think that it's okay to tell the judge you didn't pop dude in the ear and ain't no way he should be alive? Then you try to damn near curse out your lawyer. Bro, shut case, but you're going down. You're getting a book, sir. Maybe because he already knew that. He's just trying to speak his mind. Well, if he was trying to do that, bro, it's like, you should have played self-defense or insanity. Now that's what he's going to have to do. I don't know. I don't think it's no saving the boy. Even if he did play insanity, he probably still going to get life. It's just going to be in, like, a crazy house. But then they're going to do him, probably hit him with a psych eval and shit. They be like, this nigga ain't crazy, boy. Send his ass and give him the book. You know what? Kick him in the ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think about this whole concept. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Just a savage report, man. This boy is tweaking. Cold world's a cold situation, man. I'll say this, man. Your boy Angelo Savage getting a little tired. You hear me? So, if you know like I know, your boy gotta go. I worked a 16-hour shift today, man. I come home and do my second business because I know I want to make sure that y'all get y'all news, brother. I gotta make sure you get your news and see what's going on in the community and the world around us. We're gonna have to deal with that. All right. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Please don't forget to like these videos. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe if you want me to give you the savage take of all the news content that's coming out. News, politics, education. I can get you real in depth on what's going on in your Providence, your city, everything. You know what I'm saying? AI, Elon Musk, the money. How the banking system has changed. I will want to, I guess tomorrow's show, I can just demonstrate on how basically the war is affecting home rates, mortgage rates, and food and stuff like that. I kind of spoke on that today a little bit, but I think we can go into a more in-depth version of this where I can explain to you indefinitely, like, this is why it affects it, and this is what the inflation rate is. Also, the Fed did not raise, it kept the interest rate at the same rate. So that's another thing, and that's going to be there for the next 4 months until the next quarter. So I want you guys to think about that. If you like this type of information, subscribe. I can get financial with you. I can get political with you. I can get lit with you. How you want to get it, man. And then go to my YouTube channel. I want you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the channels that you enjoy. I do fitness, Angelo So Fit. I do motivation. That's my favorite. Angelo So Inspirational. I'll be uploading that video soon. And then lastly, I got also Angelo So Strapped, because you know I'm that boy. And we know we 2A around here for sure. That being said, I want you to go to my channel and follow those if you like that type of content. Eventually, then once I get 50 on each YouTube, I will be able to go live on there. I can go to the range live with the YouTube Angelo So YouTube, to the gym Angelo So Fit. I can get all those things for you. You guys just go and press that subscribe button and get those numbers up. All right. That being said, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Angelo So Savage for the people that know me since back in the day. And this is the Savage Report Night News. It's your boy Angelo. Stay tuned. I'm going to see y'all later, man. God bless all y'all. I appreciate all the content and all the conversations, man. Keep it active, man. Y'all always keep me on my toes here. We're going to get better over time. Believe it. This year is a year of extreme growth. That being said, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Please make sure you subscribe. And we're going to be back on this tomorrow night so you can get another night show of the Savage Report. Reporting for duty. Peace.